Must be an important guy back there holding the press card. Just another one possession SEC game. Came down to the end. So, first of all, it's, a lot of respect for A&M, what Buzz has done here and what he's built. Super impressed with their atmosphere. Trivia fact here, to kind of show my age here a little bit, but I was on the bench the first game ever here in this arena. I was an assistant coach at North Texas for Vic Trilly, and we played, I believe, Coach Watkins. I could be wrong on that. So the very first game, and just a great atmosphere. And I know Buzz and the coaches before him, in my mind or my age bracket, kind of starting with Billy Gillespie, have built something special here. So great environment, tough place to play. So and I know Buzz and the guys have worked hard on creating this home court advantage. In terms of the game, it's not really a stat sheet game for us. We wanted to rebound with A&M. We never talked about out-rebounding them, but we wanted to compete with them, and we did that in the first half. We went toe for toe in the first half with the rebounds. I think that's why we were in the game, despite 8 turnovers in the first half. But we rebounded early. It kept us in the game. The first 4 minutes of the second half was the biggest segment for us. We were able to get a little bit of separation, and obviously we needed that cushion late. Second half, our offense really helped us. We only had 3 turnovers in the second half against an aggressive defense. We did not rebound well in the second half, but the one stat that doesn't show up on the stat sheet is, his heart and poise and togetherness and just fight. So I told the guys at halftime, this isn't a stat sheet game, man. This is just every possession, just go out there and fight and scrap. You're playing against a really good team. So I was just proud of our players. We had some individual performances tonight. Brandon Murray, 8 rebounds. Great minutes coming off the bench and other things as well. 2 guys, 8 rebounds, which 8 defensive rebounds against A&M is like 12 or 13 against anybody else. So, we just had some good moments. Juju, Jalen Murray, when we needed a basket, and a couple of key times where I didn't really want to call a timeout because I anticipated being in a late game where we needed those timeouts. Juju made some good individual plays. So just proud of our players. This is a good win for us.
Questions for Coach?
Okay, appreciate it.
Chris, I know does this mean a little bit more too, being about 60 miles from McCullough High School as well? Not far in terms of almost kind of coming home here?
The next game on the schedule is the most important. But when you get to come to your home state and play a game, obviously there's some people, my daughters, two of the 3 of my daughters were here. Had some high school teammates from McCullough here. Had my athletic director from Angelo State here. So, I think it's just like when a player comes home, there's just something extra in that game, and denying that wouldn't be truthful. Really just the people that were here that I got a chance to see last night. Big fan of Cooper's Barbecue. I think I've taken 5 teams to Cooper's as a head coach, and it was good. Mississippi has great food, not good, great, but there's just something about Texas barbecue. I like the brisket moist. And that's the deal at Cooper's, you guys know. And the cobbler, we had players saying, I don't like cobbler. I said, I didn't ask you if you liked cobbler. I told you to taste that cobbler because, when you get the bite with crust in it, you guys know what I'm talking about. If you don't, then do you understand where you live? The cobbler at Cooper's, that made the win special as well.
Early in the game, it seemed like the aggressive defense were trying to play with a little bit more of a broken floor. How much did kind of slowing them down in transition in the second half kind of slowed down their momentum and what they were trying to do shooting?
Yeah, I can't speak for Buzz, but what I can say is their 3-quarter pressure, 1-2-2, it bothers us a little bit. We had a game plan that we did not execute against it. And on the other side, you'd have to ask Buzz that. We did want to change the defenses. Taylor's a special player. Their rebounders are special players. It's a hard team to guard. So I was confident that we couldn't just make it a vanilla game. We can't just come down and play our defense against their offense. We had to mix some things up. We had some fortune tonight, which you always do in a game. Got some misfortune, some fortune, but I did think that our changing defenses, I can't speak for how they feel, but it at least kept us aggressive. It at least gave us an objective on a possession to see if we could pull it off.
Any more questions for Coach? Coach, how does it feel to get, this is the first win over A&M in College Station. We were 0 for 6, Ole Miss was 0 for 6 coming into this game. So what does it feel like to get a win here?
Yeah, that means something to me because I have so much respect for the coaches that came before us. You know, Kermit Davis, he won in about every gym he ever coached in his career, and certainly AK. Thinking about the history of being in the same conference as them, maybe AK came down here a couple times. So yeah, that means something. You know, we're trying to do things at Ole Miss that haven't been done before, and if you're going to go down that highway, you're going to break some records or do some things that you haven't done before. So we'd like to play in a Final Four. And Ole Miss has never done that. So anytime we check one off the list, it means we're moving in the right direction.
All right, thanks.
Appreciate you guys.
Thank you.